Aloha. My name is Henry Jetley. I'm a French-Canadian psychotherapist and a filmmaker. In 2013, I learned that Mr. Larry Ellison had bought the island of Lanai in Hawaii. So I decided to take my camera, and over a 2 week period, I interviewed as many people as I could on the island of Lanai about their opinion, about their feeling of having one of the richest men in the world buying their island. The majority of people interviewed were extremely happy to have Mr. Ellison as the new owner of Lanai. On the 28th of September 2014, the New York Times Magazine published this article called Kingdom Come by John Mulholland. It is an extremely negative, extremely bad written article about the island of Lanai. John Mulholland used my name and used the information of many videos that are posted on this channel and did not give me any credit. On the contrary, he was sarcastic about my work. He was sarcastic about Mr. Ellison. He was negative about very important people on the island that have put a great effort to beautify and make the island more hospitable to the public. It was a very unfortunate piece of journalism. But because my name and my videos were mentioned, after a few days I start receiving emails from a newspaper in England, in Australia, in Asia, in India, because many of those journalists think that because something has been written in the New York Times, it is true. But unfortunately, lots of the written material in John Mulholland was absolutely untruth and negative and sarcastic. So I told everyone writing me that if they really wanted good information about the island of Lanai, there was only one place to go. And that website is the website of Miss Alberta De Jetley. So you can see it written here, Alberta De Jetley, LanaiToday.com. There you will find all the information that you need from past issue of our newspaper and from the most recent issue of our newspaper. When I was in Lanai, I asked around, who is the most knowledgeable person to tell me stories, to tell me what is really happening on Lanai? And many people told me, you have to go see Alberta De Jetley. But right now she has a farm, and she is on the outskirts of Lanai. So I rented a car and went looking for her. I was really anxious to meet her and shake her hands. Now, I finally found her on her beautiful farm, but it was impossible to shake her hands because her hands were dripping with black dirt and some form of oil. Her hands were just black and dripping. She was very kind and, I must say, reserved, but eventually we did have some type of communications, and I really appreciate this woman. She's not only an intellectual of the highest standard, but she's also down to earth, so to speak, growing food for the island of Lanai. A charming woman. I wanted to put different pictures of her in this video, but I decided that it would be better to add a short video of her speaking of a beautiful story. Alberta was born and raised in Lanai, and she had a great love for her mother and her father. And at one time, the Central Park in Lanai City was very important, and there was a part in the park where a single man, older man, would come and talk every day. And if somebody would not show up, they would get worried and go look for him. So here's Alberta telling the story.
For myself, I look at Dole Park it's the heart of our community.
Dole Park, they call it, yeah.
It's Dole Park. It's got the most beautiful, beautiful Cook Island trees. Pulama Lanai has built brand new picnic tables. They've put picnic
nice.
tables all under the trees.
One great big picnic area. Yeah.
There's a pavilion. Well, there was one pavilion in the park, and we called it the Old Man's Pavilion, because all the older, retired men in town would meet there. Well, every morning they would meet there. And when my father was alive, he'd go there in the morning too to meet with his friends. And it was sort of a way for the older single men living on Lanai without their families, because your families grow up and your children go away and live somewhere else. So you're at home by yourself. So it was a way for these men to meet socially with their peers and to check up on each other. So if someone didn't show up at the old man's bench,
to find out,
somebody always went to the house to make sure that they were all right. And it's a community thing.
Alberta De Jetley has many talents. And recently I learned that she also writes songs. So I'm going to leave you with one of her songs, which is called Akuli Kuli. Akuli Kuli is an ice plant that used to be strong for lace. It's an old-fashioned flower today, and almost no one uses it anymore. But the mother of Alberta used to make lace with them, and she would make lace with all kinds of flowers in the garden. From what I understood, she was a lovely, lovely lady, and she would offer those lace to friends and visitors to her home. When I first heard that song, it brought tears to my eyes, as we both love our mothers. Mine just celebrated her 94th birthday. So I leave you with a song written by Alberta De Jetley, Akuli Kuli.
A coolie, coolie lady, a coolie, coolie lady. rascal smile.